Your silence is causing someone a lot of mental contradiction because someone is acting emotionally withdrawn to try and get a reaction and a response from you. And they're pissed off that you're not responding to them because they're in a state of limbo trying to move on and trying to move forward. And they're trying to get to you because they're trying to make up for the fact that they feel contradicted because you're not reaching out. And because this person doesn't have an intention from you as to what you want, they can't justify their actions and their choices and their decisions, and they can't even tell themselves to move forward because there's a constant energy of this person thinking, what if this person still loves me? What if this person still wants a relationship with me? And they can't move on from that. So they can't accept your silence and your absence because this person is constantly trying to justify what the right choice and what the right decision is. But the reason why they can't justify it is because you're the one that is not giving this person what they want. And because you're not giving this person what they want, which is constant attention and constant reassurance, they don't feel comfortable in making a choice and a decision because it's always been the opposite for this person. And now the dynamics and the roles have changed. This person doesn't even want to admit that you have the upper hand. They don't want to admit that you have the power because to everything, this person is now an ego energy, and the ego energy is this person needing to know they have control of the whole situation so they can justify their choices and their decisions to move on from you. But what's happening with no one else's fault but this person's is they're stuck in a state of limbo and they need you. But the one thing this person doesn't want to admit is that they need you because they need to be emotionally withdrawn, or they feel like they have to be emotionally withdrawn to play everything, but to also get a reaction and a response from you now. And the thing is that it's always worked for this person in the past, but it's driving this person absolutely crazy because they know that you're not like anybody else that they've met. And what's happening is this person is actually losing themselves by them feeling like they're losing you. And it's something this person can't admit because they hate the fact that they still need you, because it's almost like they have to surrender to you, and they hate that because they're acting in an ego energy, because the unhealing, the silence, the absence from this person losing your love is what's causing them to be ego, because they're not healing and they're choosing not to heal because they know with the Sun and the Two of Cups and the King of Cups, they're not going to get over your love, but they don't want to admit it because they need your love. But at the same time, the only way that they can feel like they can get through this is by becoming emotionally withdrawn. But they're realizing subconsciously now that it's not actually working because it's going against everything what this person actually wants with you, which is a relationship. But the fact that they don't know if you want one is what's driving this person absolutely crazy. It's what's causing their mental contradiction, which then in turn is what's actually causing them to act in an ego energy because they don't want to heal from you, but they don't even know if they should heal from you because they don't know if you left the connection in the same way that they did, which was actually an intention to come back with unfinished clarity, but also unfinished business. And now they don't know what you actually want, which is no fault of their own because they actually never allowed intentions to be discussed in the first place. And it's karma coming to bite this person back twofolds over. I'm seeing a connection that you share with the person where there were letters exchanged, or there were envelopes, or there were notes that you two wrote to each other. And I'm literally seeing that someone is rewriting or someone is rereading those notes and those letters. And this could be a mutual thing or it could be one-sided. But I see that someone is reading these letters or even looking over photos and memories because it helps this person to feel what they felt back then because they're missing you and they're craving your love with this. We have the Queen of Swords and we have the Eight of Cups. You scared a person, or you scared a person because of how you walked away from them. And they took this as a sign of like a scared energy because it was like it was intimidation, but at the same time this person was always very scared by it. But what happened is they tried to show you that they didn't they weren't worried about how strong you were, when in reality, their way of trying to be okay with this was actually trying to be the one that made the first move, and that was walking away from you. Now, they walked away from your power before you could tell them that it was over or before you made a move, because this person thought that by doing this, it meant that they were the ones in control and they were taking the power back. But what happens now with this Five of Wands is that they didn't allow themselves to feel. They only allowed themselves to make a choice and to make a decision. And this was in response to what you were doing. And it wasn't so much what this person wanted, it was them in response to what you were doing. Now with the Five of Wands, they're trying to make themselves feel again, because they can't come to a conclusion or a resolution what their actual emotions were in this situation. It was more their actions, their behavior, but also they felt they needed to respond to what you were doing. But now what's happening is they're trying to make themselves feel what they felt back then, and that's why they're revisiting everything. And I'm literally seeing this person like going through a photo album, or it's you, or going through letters, or going through something that was really significant to you and this person. Someone's like hanging on to these material possessions because it's making this person feel like they're close to you again, because they don't know how they actually felt in that situation emotionally, because they left the situation before you could break up with them or before you could make a move, because they knew that if you did that, they weren't going to be able to handle it. And they knew that they were going to feel powerless in that situation. So that's the reason why with the Eight of Cups, they were so quick and so fast to respond to you, because they didn't want you to have the upper hand, and not because they wanted to necessarily be dominating or manipulative, but more because they knew there was nothing this person was going to be able to do to deal with their emotions. So the second that they thought or they felt that you were pulling back with their energy, they chose to walk away from you, because they were so intimidated by the Queen of Swords. They were so intimidated by the power that you had to make a choice and a decision to move forward with the Chariot. Now I see this person with the Hierophant and the Moon stepping forward. You are this person's greatest lesson and this person's greatest teaching. And I feel like they do want to come back. But I also feel in a lot of ways they're so conflicted with their emotions, because they're so conflicted with the fact that you still hold so much love in this person's heart, and they're very scared about it, because they're scared that if they come back, they're going to have to deal with what this situation was. And they're scared because they're scared that you rejected or you abandoned them. But at the same time, this person felt still so much in love with you, but at the same time, they felt so powerless. And they're so scared because they feel that they now have zero control over their emotions. They feel like you're the one that actually has control of their emotions. They feel like you're the one that has control of their heart. And there's no physical way for this person to feel like they can move on from that when you're the one that's in control of that. So what they tried to do is they tried to run, or they tried to be the one that makes the choice or the decision first. But ultimately what ends up happening is they end up going into a state of confusion and chaos with their own emotions, and that's why they run from you, because they can never come to a resolution. They can never come to an outcome because they always feel powerless around you, and the only way they can feel of getting back their own sense of power is to run or make the choices or make the decisions first. Even when they don't want to make a choice or a decision, they're only doing it in response to trying to take back their power, because that's the only way they can feel they can get over you. Someone is still hanging on to you, and this is the reason why you feel you can't let go. This person is manipulating you into trying to make you think that you're not moving on from them, but they're full of it. And you're not going crazy, and you're not overthinking their emotions and their feelings. You cannot move on from this person because this person isn't allowing you to, but they're deceiving you because they're deceiving themselves. They're trying to convince themselves they're moving on from you, but they're in denial about it, because every single time that you move on from this person, they get so scared that they feel like they have to physically stop you. But what this person doesn't realize is they don't realize that they're leading you on and they're pursuing you because they're giving you false intentions. They're telling you one thing, but their behavior and their actions are not justifying what they're telling you. Because in reality, they want so much more than what they're getting from you. But the reason why they start fighting for you when you start to move forward is because this person then starts to finally realize that you might be going and they might be losing you for good here when it comes to this energy. Now, this could very much be a twin flame situation, but the reason that you cannot move on from this person is not just that you feel that you can't, or it's not that you feel that you can't, but it's this person. They're hanging on to you and they won't let you go, and they're refusing to give you the honest truth with this. We have the Three of Pentacles, we have the love energy, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Cups. They stuffed up in a third-party relationship. There's a third-party relationship that made this person see that they stuffed up, truly. For some reason, it feels like the third-party situation might still be there, and this person refuses to let go of the third party because they don't have you, because they don't have any communication. So in a lot of ways, this third-party situation, this person, and it's probably someone this person has gotten that either looks like you or sounds like you or in some way resembles you, is because it makes this person think of when they had you, and it makes this person believe and feel that they're still with you. And that's the reason why they're holding on to the third party, because it helps this person not to feel like they're in complete agonizing pain, that they're not hearing anything from you, because this third party reminds them of you. But with the Six of Cups and the love energy, this third party is bringing to light how this person messed up with you fully with this energy. The Empress and the Three of Swords coming through, this person is missing you so much. They're missing you so badly. And I feel like they might even be calling you constantly from another number to get you to pick up, because they know that if they call you from their number, you're not going to answer it. But they keep calling from an unknown number, and I feel like you know that it's them and you don't want to pick it up, but they keep calling. And I feel like the whole situation is stressing you out, because you don't want to be dragged back into this person's manipulation and BS. But at the same time, you need to know what they want with you, and you don't know what they want with you. You don't actually know what they really want when it comes to the intentions. So them constantly calling you and reaching out to you is giving you so much anxiety with the Seven of Cups. And you don't even know if it's this person's game or if this person is genuinely checking in on you to see if you're okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. We have the Empress. We have the Three of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. This person knows that you're their twin flame, but they're running, and they're still running from the truth and from the deception, because it's the only thing this person can control right now. But with the Ace of Pentacles coming through, the Hierophant coming through, you have a lot of success that's coming towards you, and this person knows it, and they're scared of it, because this person knows the second that you get successful, the second that you rely on nothing but yourself, you're no longer going to need them. And this person is desperate because they don't know what to do. They feel like they're running out of time to try and get you back, and they're so desperate. It's why they keep calling you, but it's why they keep calling you now quicker and more, because they're so desperate, trying to compensate for the fact that they're not hearing anything from you.